right, we are back in session at the regular council meeting, and I am not Brad Kroll, as it says there, but we'll endeavor to try to be larger. All right, Madam Clerk, first item on the agenda, please.
2016-119 appropriation fiscal 2017 general fund budget. Be reviewed by the City Council, the City of Quincy as follows.
Motion with reading by Councilor Calhoun. On the motion. Yes, Councilor.
Is it contained in the order now presently what was presented, what was cut, etc.? I mean, now we're going to go through a recap. All right, great, thank you.
I have the total. If you want me to.
Recognize the auditor, if you don't mind.
All right, Madam Auditor.
Okay, Council. The budget that was originally presented before you was $287,963,234.29. In total, you made a total of $402,402.55 in cuts, and the approved budget is $287,560,831.74.
Thank you very much, Madam Auditor.
You're welcome.
Motion. Motion to approve by Councilor Kroll. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilor LaForest. On the motion, Councilor Calhoun.
As we've discussed many times throughout this finance committee process, which did a terrific job by Councilor Crowe, which in his first session of finance committee meeting, it was a very good process. His adherence and asking the leader to be presented with material prior to the meeting was very helpful. But as we've discussed many times throughout this process, the budget is the policy document of the city moving forward. I think that this budget is overall a reasonable budget that's presented. It's not a great jump in costs to the taxpayer. Certainly, it's my hope, especially with the creation of the TPAL, traffic parking along the lighting department, that there will be an increase in the services and the level of services delivered to residents in this budget. Somebody said, probably Councilor Kroll and Councilor Kane, that, you know, the key to these is delivering returnables, deliverables. It's the bang for your buck. I think, by and large, in the city of Quincy, the employees that we have, the managers that we have, the department heads that we have, the residents get a good bang for their buck. Some departments offer more to the residents, I think, just in terms of services than others. But I think overall, we get a good bang for your buck in Quincy. We give you a good bang for your buck in Quincy. You get what you pay for plus. And I think, again, it's our, perhaps collectively, certainly my expectation and hope that that will continue and it will only improve with the creation of TPAL. It really is, and I'm saying again, the biggest issue, I think one of the biggest issues facing the city, the overdevelopment we have in residential neighborhoods, the increase in people moving to the city. It's a great place to live, a great place to work, it's a great place to raise a family. It's only going to continue to burden our roads, our infrastructures, as well as put traffic higher and higher on the list of priorities. So hopefully we've addressed some of that tonight. Hopefully the implementation and execution by the mayor's office and the mayor's appointees will continue to be of a level that we have come to expect from the mayor's office and the administration. I think that this budget, as it stands as a policy document, is an imperfect policy document. It's, we're all human, we can't create a perfect policy document. And we can, as a body, add to this budget. I think through the course of these hearings, we've heard some very good presentations from department heads. I think there's been some disagreement, although at all times collegial. Is that right, Walter? Yeah. But I think we've had some differences of opinion, but when we come out to the the other side of this, I think it's a good budget. You know, things that, off the top of my head, I think, if you'd asked me to support the traffic engineer, and electrician, and the traffic department, those are all things, a sign maker, other bodies in the traffic department, I would have supported that. We heard from Chief Keenan that, you know, you could double the amount of bodies that we have in the drug unit, and it would be utilized effectively, and it would make an impact. I don't doubt that. And we're adding some public safety officials in this budget, which is needed, and you can't do all the things that we would like to do. It just costs too much, but what we have here is a good alternative that I think delivers the appropriate level of services, high level of services for a reasonable tax bill, and you know, I'll obviously support the budget. So, thank you.
Thank you, Council Pennington. Anyone else wishing to be heard? Council Kennedy.
I prefer my council for.
Council Warren.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to say that this was a nice, I guess, experience going through this budget process the entire time. I've been on the school committee for the last 2 years, and going through that budget process is a little bit different, where you guys give us the funding, we pay the teachers, and we have our wish list. It's camaraderie, it's high five, okay, what do we get, and what do we get to do with the money we get allocated? This is a little bit different process where we kind of get an appropriated money from the mayor and the administration, and then we get involved in different departments to go through the process. So I'm very excited to move this city forward. I have the same vision that some of you, the mayor and the administration has sitting out here tonight. Remember, our role as city councils here are the checks and balances. A lot of stuff was said during this process. It's not personal. It's just strictly constituency. You know, speaking for the voters, speaking for the people out there. And, you know, and I take this very, very seriously. And I would put my life, my time, my family through this. Because always remember in the back of your mind, you guys are the administration, you run this on a daily basis. And you may take some criticism out there, but when we take the criticism, I have to take it to heart, because, you know, we have to come up for election, and all of this body is coming up for election next year. And what I feel has happened in this budget process was a balance of, we take what you guys have, and then we cut from some of the budget that we thought was appropriate. I think it was a good mix of the two. I feel that I learned, it's a learning process, just like Chairman Kroll that just did the finance, and it's a learning process for me as well. And going through this process and looking out into the audience tonight and looking at each one of you, I've had a relationship with you before this, and now I have a relationship with you. Who's out there, I hope I represented you correctly in this budget process, and the vision is to move this city forward and prosper and do the right thing. And at the end of the day, when I make a decision on things, is it fair? Is it fair for the constituent? Is it fair in the eyes of the administration? Sometimes I take myself out of my shoes and I put myself in the shoes of the other people and the constituents out there and what they feel. And it goes all the way down from a child's perspective of what's going on and how safe we need to have the city, to a senior that is on a fixed income, to a family trying to raise an entire family in the city, the traffic that we talk about every day. Quincy's a great city. I choose to live here and stay here. And this budget is so important to move it forward. And I'm going to support it tonight and be in a yes vote. But I want to thank you guys all for your time and the process of all my colleagues and learning from each other. Thank you so much. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Madam President. Again, I want to also second Councilor Calmucci's commendation of our chairman. Councilor Kroll, I thought, did a great job in terms of creating the situation to discuss this so that people could be heard, they could articulate their concerns, and he effective and fair manner. I think it's also appropriate to commend the work of our auditor. I don't know how you pulled it off even this evening, within our time situation, but you always manage to do it, and every counselor should know specifically in budget matters that we have an incredible resource in Susan O'Connor in terms of identifying those specific areas that are within the budget that should probably be questioned, or what works, what doesn't, whatever. She does a fantastic job, so thank you. I know that adds to it tremendously. You know, some people have asked me, oh, you're going to vote for this budget. This is not the budget I would like to see coming out of here, I'm going to be honest. But we're going to vote for the budget because we need a budget. I've never been the type of person to, like, take his ball and go home. I don't believe in symbolic votes. The truth is that if we don't have if we were to all vote no, suddenly we can't really have a budget, and the budget get presented goes into effect anyway. So we did make some cuts, and that's good. But I have to share with you, I'm not certain that you fully understand the full significance of what's happening here, because in many respects this budget is really kind of historic in the sense that it makes broad sweeping organizational changes in ways wholly and totally through the budget process that, in all honesty, has never been part of my overall experience in the time that I've been up here. We continue to ask for certain things and details even within a budget process. There's something as simple as being able to break down the full-time equivalency so the taxpayer can actually know what it is they're purchasing. And yet, we don't really get that broken out in a budget format at all. The thing about this is that this represents a sea change, in my opinion, that is not a positive fiscal thing. And, as I was sitting here, I had this, little recollection of, I remember the quote at the Kennedy Library that they have of John Fitzgerald's Kennedy's address commencement to students at Yale many, many years ago. And it was that quote that said, "The great enemy of the truth is very often not the lie, deliberate, contrived, and dishonest, but the myth, persistent, persuasive, and unrealistic." That summarizes a great deal of some of my thoughts about this particular budget, that it's added a whole number of higher paid positions that I really question, are they necessary at this particular point in time? And it creates, again, a whole new department that at the end of it does not add any more in terms of resources. And so it kind of takes on a mythic proportion if you believe or think, without any solid action plan for real change, that simply this budget and this management structure, untested, unproven, is actually going to result in those types of things that you want. I think there's a better way. I honestly do. I think that there's a better way. And again, I find myself in a tough spot. I go through elections, and oftentimes my opponents try to paint me somewhere to the left of Fidel Castro. And here I am in this situation right now, being the cut person here, or talking about these cuts. But part of it is not because I don't believe in financing the municipal government to the extent that it should be. I do. But I believe that it should be based on really solid and empirical information and cost benefit and different things, that case needs to be made. And I don't think it's made specifically within this budget process. I think also that these positions and these departments, again, are and should be codified. And that should be the basis of where we begin to look for a change, so that we can have those necessary discussions, so that staff and bargaining units and all of these people can be involved in that process, so that when we make our decision, we have a full sense truly of what it is. That there are no unintended consequences that don't benefit our communities or the people who work for us. So that's been at the heart of my own feelings related to this. But again, I'm hardly anymore than the mayor infallible with all this. And it's important, this is what we do, and it's important that we have a budget. And I will clearly, again, support that as we move forward. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to be heard? Anyone? Anyone? Okay, great. Madam Clerk, call roll.
Council King.
Yes.
Council Crowe.
Yes.
Council DeBon.
Yes.
Council Finn.
Yes.
Council Harris.
Yes.
Council LaFars.
Yes.
Council Leeang.
Yes.
Council Calhoun.
Yes.
President Hughes.
Yes.
9 members.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item?
Next item on the agenda is 2016-120 appropriation fiscal 2017 sewer and enterprise budget. Be it ordered that the city council, the city of Quincy as follows.
Motion with the read by Council Harris. Thank you. Is there a motion? Motion by Council Calhoun, seconded by Council Harris. Discussion on the motion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Council King.
Yes.
Council Crowe.
Yes.
Council DeBon.
Yes.
Council Finn.
Yes.
Council Harris.
Yes.
Council LaFars.
Yes.
Council Leeang.
Yes.
Council Calhoun.
Yes.
President Hughes.
Yes.
9 members. Next on the agenda is 2016-121 appropriation fiscal 2017 water enterprise.
Motion with the read by Council Harris. Is there a motion? Motion made by Council Crowe, seconded by Council Vaughn. Discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Council King.
Yes.
Council Crowe.
Yes.
Council DeBon.
Yes.
Council Finn.
Yes.
Council Harris.
Yes.
Council LaFars.
Yes.
Council Leeang.
Yes.
Council Calhoun.
Yes.
President Hughes.
Yes.
9 members.
Thank you. 9 members voting in the affirmative. That ends our regular agenda. I do want to acknowledge, yes. Yes, we are. I do want to acknowledge before we go into the regular meeting order, the department heads and folks who are here from the mayor's office, from the city, and just say thank you for your work, thank you for your service to the city. When Mr. Coffey said that he would be available 24/7, I have found nothing but that to be true of all of you. So I thank you for your work. I know everyone in this body does as well. So thank you for your attendance tonight. Thank you. All right, moving right along. Communications and reports from the mayor and the city office and city board. Yes. Okay, the clerk committee is still met through, but I guess we don't. That's, I think that, yes, Councilman.
I have a resolution to offer. I can offer, we don't have to vote on it, I can offer it. Whereby in the fiscal year 17 municipal budget, there were created certain municipal positions that are not yet supported by respective ordinances creating said positions. Therefore, be it resolved that the Quincy City Council requests ordinance creating new positions to be introduced by the administration prior to any permanent appointments to fill said positions for fiscal year 17. I ask that be added to the next city council agenda meeting,
The clerk will add. Good.
so that we can vote on it that way.
The clerk will add. Thank you. Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
All right, all those in favor? Aye, great, thank you.
I was just wondering if you'd want me to turn it off for you now that they're done. I don't know if you want to
Again, perfect time.
see it. Yeah.
Thank you for talking to me early, my friend. Thank you. Do you enjoy that tonight?
Yeah, I did.
Was it cool?
Yeah, right.
Nice meeting you, my friend.
Sorry, Council much for